Tonight, more than a dozen schools going back to distance learning.
It feels like your routine has just, gone out the window.
Kids and teachers out sick, a shortage of bus drivers, and questions about when they'll go back.
And school isn't the only concern. Kids are going to the hospital for treatment. We'll sit down with a pediatric doctor about what we're seeing right here in Oregon.
We can handle 19 patients being sick with COVID-19 within Oregon's hospitals. What I'm more concerned about is if this number continues to rise.
We have team coverage first on Fox.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the 10 o'clock news. I'm Wayne Garcia.
And I'm Nora Hart. First on Fox tonight, we have an update on the growing list of schools that are going back to distance learning. Portland Public Schools says Fabian School will be closed tomorrow, then transition to distance learning on Wednesday. That will last through at least Friday. The Park Rose School District says all of its schools will be closed tomorrow as staff prepares for distance learning. That will begin Wednesday. It's unclear how long that will last.
There will be no classes for Forest Grove High School grades 9 through 12 tomorrow. Then students will be in remote learning through January 21st. The district says 18% of staff at the high school is absent and 32% of students are absent as well. And that's not all. Middle and high schools in Vancouver are switching to some remote learning this month because of staffing shortages from Omicron.
The district doesn't have enough bus drivers to get everyone to school, so they're rotating a remote schedule starting tomorrow. Fox 12's Audrey Wheel explains their plan.
It's proving to be one of the biggest challenges of Omicron. Many people missing work because they're out sick or in quarantine. Now, Vancouver Public Schools says because of staffing shortages, particularly a lack of bus drivers, they can't keep a normal school schedule. So middle and high schools will rotate, switching to 4 days of remote learning over the next 3 weeks. That starts this week, the 11th through 14th. With McLaughlin Middle School and Fort Vancouver High School. They also have a 2-hour late start on Tuesday. The 18th through 21st, following MLK Day, Columbia River, Skyview, Alki, Jason Lee, and Jefferson schools will be remote. Then the 24th through 27th, Hudson's Bay, Discovery, Geyser, Vancouver School of Arts and Academics, iTech Preparatory, and Flex Academy will all be remote. Anything we didn't list continues in person as usual, and the district hopes to go back in person full-time in February. Trinity French is an 8th grader in neighboring district Evergreen Public Schools. She understands the moves these other schools in the area are making, but hopes her district will be able to continue in person as much as possible, even though she appreciates the safety of being remote.
We're not really around a lot more people, less chance of getting COVID, but at the same time, it can be safe in school, I feel like, if we just took the right precautions and actually listened to the guidelines like we're supposed to and wore masks properly. I like being in person because there's a lot more socializing and it's a lot easier to learn things and get the help that I need.
For VPS, cafeterias, libraries, and resource centers will still be open for students who need them, and there will be grab-and-go meals. But on remote days, all middle school extracurriculars are on pause. At the high school level, families should check with the school. In Vancouver, Audrey Wheel, Fox 12 Oregon.
And we also checked in with Evergreen Public Schools tonight. They tell us they don't plan to switch to remote learning because they're not that short-staffed.
With the return of distance learning, it can be a lot for kids to handle. We talked with a school psychologist from the Salem Kaiser School District who says with constant changes, kids and teens may start to feel impatient.
It can be stressful because it feels like your routine has just, gone out the window and you're having to try to be flexible, and there's just a lot of stress in, childhood without a pandemic. So to add that on top of everything, it does really add an extra layer of stress and anxiety. Still, like getting ready, like going through that morning routine can kind of help you get in that mindset that, okay, we're still doing school today. It just looks a little bit different. And just trying to, set up a nice kind of workstation. If you have, a table or a desk, something where you can just kind of get organized.
She says parents can help by sticking to a schedule and staying consistent.